So today's speech by Jerome Powell at Jackson Hole was a big one for the economy, the crypto market. I think a lot of people were not necessarily surprised by the message that we got, but I will say I think some people are a little surprised by the way that the charts are reacting to this news. Now, the message that was conveyed is something that has been very consistent throughout the last probably year and a half. The fight against inflation isn't over. We obviously know that the Fed has this very big goal of getting inflation back down to the 2% range. Okay, right now, I think we're on pace for 3.2 to 3.4% for the year, so not quite where we need to be. Granted, if you look at the last 3 periods of CPI data, we're getting a little closer to that 2%, which is a great sign. So what they've said is obviously they're going to use, again, still this very data-dependent approach towards interest rate hikes. And they said, we are prepared to raise rates further if appropriate and intend to hold policy at a restrictive level until we are confident that inflation is moving substantially down towards our objective. Now, what you need to know is the reason why inflation hasn't really been curbed as much as you think it would with these super high rates that we're dealing with right now. Yes, there have been higher rates in the past, but the problem is there's so much money in the economy right now. Maybe you don't see it, maybe I don't see it, but it's there. That's why spending is not really down. That's why the GDP is still so high. Despite all this aggressive approach towards bringing down inflation, it hasn't really slowed down the economy that much. That's why it's taking longer to get to these levels. So that's really their approach, is to keep pushing towards that level and try to get there. Now, the interesting thing is that the market, when it did get this news earlier today, it did react. It did sell off pretty quickly. You know, even SHIB kind of dealt with that sell off. But it's actually essentially brushed it off and pushed it to the back burner. And now we're starting to work our way back up. You know, I think at this point, people are so used to this kind of message from the Fed. It's been so consistent with every Fed meeting that we've gone through, despite whether it's been good or not. You know, he's had this, oh yeah, you know, we're still trying to fight inflation. There's still possible more interest rate hikes. It's essentially more of the same. And nobody, I think, really cares at this point, which means that we may in fact see some upside, right? Now, right now, I think that still in the near term, we may in fact for SHIB price see some more of this, you know, consolidation, this downwards and to the right movement. You know, I drew this out obviously about a week or so ago. And what you have to remember is that August sucks for crypto. September sucks for crypto, the 2 worst months that you could deal with. So right now we're essentially playing out exactly what I drew here. Just some consolidation, some light volatility as we move to the downside. Now, this isn't, you know, the end all be all, guys. What you have to remember is that these short-term prices don't necessarily have an impact on the long-term prices when it comes to the crypto market. We're still in a bear market. We're not to the Bitcoin halving yet. We're not in alt season, but those times are coming. Those are on the very short-term horizon. You know, when we look at it, we're only about 7-8 months away from the Bitcoin halving, which is a big deal. It's a big turning point in the market. And I think by that time, we may see some of this economic, you know, policy. We may see some of the macro factors surrounding the economy itself get a little better. And that could obviously lead towards a little bit easier price movement to the upside. Now, as always, this is not financial advice, but I think it's important that everybody be aware of why this, you know, why prices are doing what they're doing, what's going on in the economy. And I think that this is kind of hopefully an easy enough way to understand it. But we'll obviously monitor this going forward. We'll see if SHIB price, you know, maybe goes on a little bit of a run here. I'd love to see some bounce at this, 5080 level. That'd be a great spot to hold support, but I wouldn't be surprised if we retrace a little bit further than that. But appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Show your support below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.